Alrighty, here we are on a Friday. A nice Friday, at least to start. Got some sunshine out there, some warmer temperatures as well. Let's talk about some Alabama weather headlines as we head into the weekend. Can you believe it's the final weekend in June? Well, that means next weekend we're talking 4th of July. That is always was the high point of summer growing up. But sunshine and summer storms. We're going to have that almost daily here for the next several days. Most afternoons, this will be taking place beyond 12 o'clock. There's a bit of a caveat to that. That's down in southeast, southwest Alabama with those sea breeze thunderstorms. Those can be a little bit different, but gusty winds, as always, with summertime thunderstorms are possible. And high temperatures in general will range anywhere from 87 on rain-cooled afternoons to 93 on those drier days. So regional temperatures, heat levels have come down. And you're also noticing the weaker presence. We don't necessarily have that strong high in place, so we're seeing more convective activity, which helps to keep things cooler, helps to regulate those heat levels in a good way here. So 88 in Birmingham, 91 in Demopolis, we're 91 in Dothan, 90 in Monroeville. It's about 2:30 here this afternoon, and we're probably getting closer to peak time of rain coverage. If we take a look at the big view here, some decent convection, and notice the general motion here. You can kind of see that that rotation with that upper level low that's going to help to just bring about daily rain chances. Won't rain everywhere each day. You might be that person who's got the the lawn. You're trying to have everything working. You want the rain, and you just miss out. That's sometimes the way it falls. But we will have the potential for rain each afternoon. Let's talk about where it's been busy so far today up in the Tennessee Valley region. Really right along the Tennessee River has been pretty busy. Decatur over to Huntsville, Hazel Green south to Hartselle, and then northern Cullman County. We have one little pop-up thunderstorm here in Winston County. This is going to be right over Lynn. Here's 278. Here's Lynn. We'll have to get a good view of that. I bet that's just a towering cumulonimbus. But you'll get that view with some of these. But that's the idea. I mean, you're in Addison, Arley, Double Springs, nothing. You get over near Lynn, boom, you got a heavy downpour. So put this in motion for you to kind of give you an idea of where things are going. And that's the issue with these is our steering winds, our winds aloft, can sometimes be in the doldrums this time of year. They're fairly weak, and so there's not a whole lot forcing these storms to move. And that's why you'll get really heavy downpours in one spot, 5 miles away, nothing. But the outflow boundary that you're seeing created by these is what's going to generate additional storms. So this one that fills out over Lineville, there's now a cool air outflow boundary over the Talladega Mountains into central Talladega County and stretching down toward Childersburg. So I would look at this area right in here, Ragland, Pell City, Logan Martin. That could be an area to watch over the next hour, 2 hours for development of thunderstorms because there's now that previous laid boundary in place from that earlier thunderstorm. Further to the south, southwest Alabama, some isolated thunderstorms. And then, of course, you've got those sea breeze type storms down in southern Houston County, just south of Dothan, down near Madrid, and then along I-10, US 90, as you head to the west of Marianna, over towards Defuniak Springs and Crestview, have a few thunderstorms moving down into the Florida Panhandle. So, what is next? Well, anything that develops in the summertime. You think of heat as a fuel source to thunderstorms. Any of these can get to the stronger side. You have enough vertical motion. Some of these storms will pulse higher in the atmosphere. I showed the other day that they can be 30, 40,000 feet up. And as that collapses, as you get that downdraft dominant storm, that's a lot of mass to come down, and a lot of times that'll generate brief gusty winds. Will most of these be severe? No. I would skew towards very few of them being severe. But it's possible, especially by the early evening hours. So here's our future cast. We'll take this to 5 o'clock. And again, this is not the answer key, but pretty good depiction of the size and coverage on the map. And some of these may go into the early morning hours. Again, the later we get overnight, the less punch these storms will carry. There's enough energy to sustain these a little bit after sunset, which is at about 8 to 8:10, depending on where we're at across Alabama. But for the most part, you'll see a general weakening trend with these. Saturday afternoon, similarly, we go through about noon, beyond there, and then look at the coverage in the afternoon. It's spotty, it's hit and miss, scattered across the state, and that'll be possible once again Saturday afternoon as well as Sunday. So that's our setup here as we head into the weekend. And with that in mind, just the presence of thunderstorms around, more cloud cover. Keep our highs anywhere from the upper 80s to lower 90s on Saturday. Sunday, same deal. You'll have some spots with earlier development. Might stay even cooler than that. It's tough to peg these things, but I think every day, given our setup, the atmospheric heights, and overall rain coverage, I think upper 80s to low 90s is certainly a fair assessment of our temperatures here, and that continues into next week. Again, we will have decent rain coverage pretty much each afternoon. Some days perhaps more organized than others, but that will keep us from going back or reverting back to that high heat trend that we had here back earlier in the week. So 8 to 14 day outlook. Again, this is still hinting at some weak ridging over the southeast. Nothing too like intense, I don't think. This isn't a heat wave by any means, but every now and then you'll start to see this ridge build. Sometimes it's part of the Bermuda High, and that will just drop rain chances ever so slightly. And of course, you drop rain chances at all, and you've got higher afternoon temperatures. And speaking of those rain chances, this is a look at the Weather Prediction Center data. This is coming in clearly now after yesterday. Was having an issue, I think, with data, but you can see our highest rain totals are going to be down closer to the coast here over the next 7 days. There'll be more convective activity rolling in off the Gulf, part of the sea breeze thunderstorm front. So that's why you're seeing those higher totals down in the southern half of the state. So again, that's your afternoon update. If need be, we will do one again this evening if things tend to get busy on the radar. Hope you guys are having a great week. Have plans for the weekend. Again, great idea to have just a radar app. Could be the 3340 app. That'll tell you when lightning's in close proximity. Have your outdoor plans. Keep them. Just be safe. When thunder roars, just get inside. They don't last too long.